Right, we're just about to open Assembly 06 tomorrow, and we have beside us Jussi Laakkonen, or Abyss from Future Crew, who is one of the main organizers, and we have him here for a few questions. So, Abyss, what's it been like? It's almost 15 years, that's a long time, half of my life has gone into that, so why are you doing it?
Well, it's been half of my life too. I think it's more like kind of those things that you get sucked into. You get a taster, it's nice, you just end up doing it, you do it one more time, and another time, and another time, and soon you notice, oh man, it's been 15 odd years soon.
And how come you became the main organizer?
I think it was more of a kind of thing that I was quite involved and had a good time and tried to help out, and I think I was just more or less noticed in like 94 and 95. I became one of the three main organizers back then.
So you're just basically a natural organizer?
Well, I don't know if I have any other good talents, but that's basically what I do also for a living when I work. So it's sort of trying to get things done, and that's, I think, maybe that's my knack. Some are good programmers, some do great graphics, some do great interviews. I can do none of those, so I think it's organizing them.
Yeah. But you still have time for life?
I try to have a life. I have a wife and a kid and build a house, so I think I get a lot of life points from that.
Yeah, you've got a lot going, definitely. So how about you tell us what the most embarrassing moment ever was for you, for the party?
Oh dear. Well, I don't know whether you always want to share those, but here goes. I think from 95 was financially a very bad year for us. We almost went bankrupt. Luckily, we didn't. So that was a bad organizing year. Definitely a low point. It was a great party, though. But I think personally, it was probably 2001 when I was feeling very happy and started mooning the arena after having a sauna. Luckily, the friends pulled me down very rapidly, but I think that was sort of a personal high and low point at the same time.
I can imagine, yeah. And what about the finest moment in party?
Well, that's sort of an interesting question, because when you've done now 14 parties and this is the 15th one, they start to become sort of a continuum in your memory. Because every event is sort of like, you have competitions, you have ceremonies, you have this and that. And it's very hard sometimes to tell each year apart. Was it 94, or, 96 or 2001? So that's sort of a one big thing. And I think for me personally, every year the high point is really the prize giving ceremonies, when you get to see those people and share with their joy when they come to the stage and pick up their prize. There have been some very memorable prize giving ceremonies over the years when we have had some people who have been influential on the demo maker's life. Like in 2001, we had one of the guys who was the designer for Amiga, the original Amiga, here to give the prize. And the guys who made the demo called it childhood, or lapsus, because lapsus was Amiga. So there was this guy who made, one of the people behind Amiga was giving them prize, and there was this guy who grew up with Amiga. That was a really memorable prize.
Yeah, actually, I remember the demo very well. That was actually a classic moment, really, I think.
Very classic.
Yeah. So what's your favorite demo then of all time from any party?
Well, I think for me it's a very easy question, because I used to be in the Future Crew, which is sort of defunct nowadays. In '93 we came out with a demo called The Second Reality, and that really hit a home run for us, and it was a really landmark PC demo. And being involved with that and all of that, sort of coming up with all of that, and seeing the sort of lasting impact it had, it just has a special place in my mind.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate for Future Crew, really.
It was. I think we didn't really do anything after that.
Well, were you actually a main organizer then as well?
No, not in '93. I was one of the key PC organizers, but it was until '95 before I really came one of the three main organizers. And nowadays there are two. So since '95 I've been in a very key role.
Yeah, but it must have been a great feeling just to see the demo win, and well, it was by far the best, I think, at that time. Yeah, anyway.
My wife doesn't think so, because she was still my girlfriend, and she was there like seeing the assembly for the first time. I was like going, woo, and I was yelling straight to her ear, and she just blew me off and said, "I'm getting out of here if you're doing that." I was like, "Ah, it's great! Look at it! Look at it!" And she was like, "Dude, that's weak."
Oh, you were such a nerd.
Yeah, I was such a nerd, but luckily she didn't dump me.
Yeah. Oh, that's good.
Round,
yeah.
So.
Oh, that's a nice ending to the story. So what about this year? It's a celebratory year, big anniversary. So what do you have planned?
Well, I think it's really comes back to pulling off first and foremost a really good assembly party. Doing all those things that people expect assembly to be, well organized, a lot of cool program, and then you add a bit on top of that. Because if you remember, assembly is done by volunteers, and even I'm a volunteer in this, so you always have a life, so I have to sort of try to temper things. You want to do a lot of cool stuff, but you still want to have a life. So with assembly, I think this year the big things for us is a very solid program with very cool things like the Starbreak Marathon, and the people behind Starbreak unveiling their next production. There is Robo War, there's a lot of cool seminar presentations from ex-sceners and now today's sceners. There are good concerts and a lot of cool stuff, and we're very happy also that we were able to get a lot of sponsors. So we have over 40,000 euros worth of prizes. So a lot of things happening, but I wouldn't say that there's one thing I would pick over everything else. It's really assembly is it's an assembly of a lot of things.
Yeah, so I mean, you're just progressing on a good thing and just making it better. I mean, I know from personal experience that it's, you know, organizing a party can easily burn yourself out if you're doing that kind of stuff. So it's probably good to temper it a bit.
It's a bit like that. So even just pulling off an event of this scale is really demanding. And if you want to do something really special, you need to have a lot of time. And I think even though you have a year, a lot of people want to wait a couple of months before they start doing anything. A lot of people wait actually 6 months before they start doing anything. So then you don't have that much time at the end of the day, and people are doing other things also on the side. So in that sense, I'm very happy on how things are turning out, and maybe for the 20th anniversary, we'll do something really big.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was just going to ask, that just very briefly, what do you think we're going to be here like in 15 years or so?
I don't know about 15 years, but I'm pretty sure that in 5 years we're still going to be here for the 20th anniversary.
Okay, thanks very much, and have a nice party, and hopefully I will too.
Enjoy AssemblyTV.
Yes, okay, thanks.